unfortunately.
Alright, next.
Those mics are acting up.
Yeah, I know. Denise Maliabo, Uno Magazine.
Oh, nice. Sorry for the grin. It's very nostalgic.
You don't have to apologize for
Nice.
smiling.
What?
You don't have to apologize for smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
If you were
it.
frowning or angry, we'd be like, hey, what's going on?
Alright, okay. Hi, I'm Denise. Going back to your family, what if your children, let's say in the coming years, would approach all three of you and say, fathers, we want to be musicians.
Well, first of all,
wait.
they have one father.
Wait.
It's like,
I am not responsible for his kids. He is not responsible for my kids.
Did you make it sound like the mafia? I would tell them that
I'm gonna give them an answer. I'm gonna give them.
what would we do?
Okay, wait, fathers.
We would ask them all the other things that they could do. Can you do anything else besides music?
Wait, I'm not Catch. Fathers, we want to be musicians, and we want to call our group Hanson.
We would ask
What
them.
would be your first reaction?
I would first have them
Let me
checked. Or I would first have their brains checked.
I would say first, son, you're not nearly creative enough to be a musician. If you think that you can't come up with your own name for a band, that would be the first problem. You know, Hanson already exists, so maybe you should go back to the drawing board. You know, the thing about being a musician, about choosing sort of this kind of a lifestyle, is if you ask for permission, you're probably not somebody who should be doing it. So if my son or daughter, or let's say I had more than 2 kids, I only have 2 kids, but if I had 4 children and they came and said, we want to be a band, I'd say, no you don't, because you shouldn't ask for it. We didn't ask anyone. We didn't say, hey mom, we'd like to be a band.
Can you give us a pass?
And I think that's really the key. You know, we jokingly say, you know, when people go, so, you know, what advice do you give to people who want to do music? And our joke is always, if you can do anything else, do it.
You can do anything else and be happy.
The thing about being a musician is it has to be something that's just stuck inside you, that you can't get away from, that you can't be happy doing another job. And part of the reason that's true is because it's too hard of a job. There are so many talented
You guys
people.
are making it look like it's easy.
Well, there are so many talented musicians in the world, and 99% of them never get
Can't pay
a
the
chance.
bills.
You know, the joke about musicians, the joke is that musicians invented unemployment because there's so many of them that can't even pay the bills. You know, and so that's why it's really important that if you're going to choose that, you know, if it was our kids, that you've got to have the drive on your own. Without, you know, you've got to know that you're good enough. You've got to know that you're going to make it.
If our kids are going to do music, we're going to find them in their rooms, having written and recorded 20 songs all by themselves, and us discover that. Wow, what have you been? That's what you've been doing in your spare time? Yeah. Okay. Well.
I can't imagine that some of our kids won't be at least musical or creative or artists in some form, just because there's so much art around and so many tools sitting around, pianos and guitars and things, just to express yourself. And so I think
God help them.
Yes.
God help us
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, God help us all if there's another Hanson in the world.